I've been thinking a lot about overwhelm today. It's been something that's been on my mind the past few weeks, something that I think all of us can relate to. Any of us can think about a time when we've just been kind of overcome by these situations that are all around us. We don't realize it a lot of times. We're overwhelmed, but we don't know we're overwhelmed. Because when you're getting overwhelmed, often you don't see it coming because sometimes it can come at you in a way where you don't see it. It doesn't happen all at once. It's kind of like being in a pot and the water comes up slowly to temperature. And so you don't realize you're in this boiling pot of water, right? And so how do we escape overwhelm? The first step to escaping overwhelm is realizing that you're in an overwhelming state. We have to have something that brings our awareness back around so that we know we're in this overwhelmed state, that we're being overwhelmed. So how do we do that? It could be something physical. It could be prayer beads, rosary, mala beads, anything. It could be a little Buddha statue on your desk. It could be a card that says, remember to check in with yourself. Remember to not get overwhelmed. Remember to be aware. It's about being aware and having awareness and maintaining that. It's the age-old paradox of how do I be aware to be aware. You have to have something in your life that's going to show you that you're overwhelmed, that you're in a situation that you need awareness so that you can get yourself out of it. You can't get yourself out of something unless you're aware of it happening in the first place. And it goes back to sometimes we say, we don't know what we don't know. Have something in your life that is going to bring awareness to where you're at, to what's going on in your life, what's causing this situation. Why are you overwhelmed? What brought it on? And a lot of times we just kind of have to have grace for ourselves. We can be overwhelmed and we have to tell ourselves, sometimes it's okay to be overwhelmed. We don't have to give into it, but we can say, you know what, there's been so much going on. How about I accept that? Did I come to a place where after I accept it, I can live with it and I can figure out a way that I don't have to be overwhelmed anymore. I can find a way to filter everything around me and say, okay, this isn't that bad, this thing that I need to do. So I'm going to do it. And this other thing that's been bothering me, it's just a small thing. It took me 5 minutes and now it's done. Or I spent 5 minutes on it and that's as far as I can get with it until someone else does something. So I'm not going to stress over waiting on this thing because now I've hit the ball back across the net and it's in someone else's court for now. And so I'm not going to worry about it until they do what they need to do. It's about taking things off your plate. It's about having perspective for things that you can't change. We can't worry about these things that are beyond our control. So what can you do to keep that perspective of knowing that sometimes things are out of our control? And so just focus on the things that you can control. You don't have to do them all at once. Figure out, can I do this thing right now? Do that thing. Do the next thing and plan it out. Find your center, get into a routine. You probably had a routine. Sometimes when you get overwhelmed, you get out of that routine. So get back into that routine. If you get back into that routine, overwhelm's suddenly going to kind of seep away. It's going to kind of melt away because you're going to be in a flow. You're going to be in the rhythm of the universe. This is where we want to be, everybody. We want to be in the rhythm of the universe. Because when we're in the rhythm of the universe comes to us kind of naturally and we go to it and everything just kind of makes sense. Make sure that you know when you're getting overwhelmed and then have the perspective to see why that's happening to get yourself out of it. Peace on your journey, guys. Have a great day.